Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, and welcome to our final session of the Hope Quilt Along. Hi everybody, welcome, and thank you for hanging in there all day with me and Mr. Producer. This has been such a fun day and it has gone by so fast. I have to tell you, I've had one piece of toast today, but we had some snacks up here, but I don't even feel it because it feels like it's gone like this. It's been such a pleasure. I've been trying to catch up with some of your comments and read some of your some of your comments and questions and trying to answer, but actually just mostly comments. And thank you so much for all your kind words. We really appreciate it. So I just wanted to, this final session, I wanted to kind of go over the different layouts. I know in the session 4 we talked about the different layouts, but I want to show you, I made 5 quilts, or actually I had some help with some friends, but I made 4 tops myself. So let's check out my quilt top. So my first one was the original. So the original Hope, this was my test. This was my prototype where I was testing out the idea, and I just pulled some squares from my collection and some strips, all in these kind of lights and blues. And so this is completely scrappy. As you may remember in the fabric requirements, you could do this with 10-inch squares, layer cakes, and then jelly rolls, or an accent fabric. If you wanted a constant for that middle strip, you could also do them scrappy. But then you could also do it with fat quarters, where you cut the same 10-inch squares and the 2.5-inch strips from the same fabric. So that's the kind of look you would get with that. And this is layout 1. This is the crib size. So then the next one I made was the Hope Light Years one. So this one was done with half yard. So I cut both of my 10-inch squares and my 2.5-inch strips from the same fabrics. So it's really scrappy, really wild, but I love it. And this one is done in the layout 4, the Clarissa layout. So you don't have that distinct stripe through the middle, but you can still kind of have fun with seeing how the waves go here and there. The third one I made was the offset. Actually, Yvonne pieced that for me. So this is the offset medallion. This is the one that's hanging behind me all day. So it's made with a half-yard bundle, one of our half-yard bundles. So there's 12 different fabrics, but I only cut my 10-inch squares from that fabric, and then I used an accent fabric, so all of the middle strips are from the same fabric. So that's the offset medallion. And then the last one I did was the medallion. So this is layout number 5. So in this case, I also used a single stash builder bundle, so 12 different fabrics from the Brightly Blooming fabric line. I pulled out the yellow from the line and I added a bunch of other yellows for my constant. So it's not one fabric, but multiple different yellows. So you can see kind of how all the different looks are. I know you're going to see so many more quilts and kind of figure them all out. So I've tried all of the layouts that I have on there, except for the medallion, which is similar to the offset medallion, but there's so much more you can do. Start playing with it. You can do all diagonal, you can do crisscrosses, you can do X's and O's, you can do all kinds of fun stuff. So just start playing. I hope you start playing and come up with some new fun innovative layouts. Now I just caught a few, so let's look at some of the stuff that's going on, and people are posting in the crew already. So Nina has her blocks done. I love that she is making this for her grandson, and it's going to be an I Spy quilt. So all of those fun fabrics that he can identify, that's going to be super fun. And then this is Monica's, and she said she started late, so she didn't have much at home, but this is looking beautiful. If this is what you got at home, it's great. And then we have Vicky, and I think she's the one making 2. This one is going to be a wall hanging for her sewing room. So really great sewing themed fabrics. Looking like the barn raising one is going to be the winner. Here is Lynn's, and she's playing with the barn raising layout. Really great having that turquoise accent. These are Valerie's blocks. She hasn't trimmed them yet, but how fun. Look at this one. It's a totally different layout. It's something to think about. You could totally do something like this. and looks really fun with that really striking accent fabric. These are Erica's blocks. These are ready to be sewn together. I love this layout. So this is an example of kind of a scrap. It blends in. So her accent fabric really blends in with the others. So it doesn't stand out so much, but so it gives a really great effect. And then we have Cindy. She did a play on the barn raising. So she didn't offset it to the side, but just kind of add it to the bottom. Love this. Great idea. And then we have Kathy. She's doing the offset barn raising. I love those colors. Really fun. And another Kathy with layout number 1. Really nice, soft colors. That light one really adds to it. There we have Susan's offset, all done. Look at that. That's very cool with with that fabric, the red. Not too sharp, but beautiful. And there we have Sherry's block. There's another idea. Taking a little turn. You can go diagonal and then you can turn at any point. You can turn twice or do whatever you want. So really fun effect. Donna, again, not an offset sideways, but vertical. And then we have Patsy. So she's also doing offset barn raising, looks like it. And Mary working on a similar idea, I see. That seems to be the hit one. We got Kristen, beautiful, very soft, looks like batiks for her main fabrics. And then Rita. So this is if you don't want to match any seams, there it is. Do something like this. You don't have to match a single seam. And then we have Lori. I love her idea of using 2 different accent fabrics. So she's doing some blocks with the blue, some blocks with the green, and then you can play with it with your layouts. And then we have Pia taking her own, being a super rebel. I love, love, love this. So I encourage you to keep playing and come up with something really, really cool. Love this so much. And Debbie's, this is really pretty. Love these color combination. This is the original layout. And we have Denise, and she's doing being a rebel, doing her just diagonals, no seams to match, so beautiful thing. And we have Nani's fun colors. She didn't like them. She said it was too scrappy for her, but I love that. I really love that. I think that's great. So great job, everybody. There's going to be lots more. So if you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you join my group, Gudrun's Quilt Crew, because that's where all those photos will be posted. And they're going to keep coming. Please post yours if you're in the crew. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you check out Instagram. So we have Instagram. A lot of more photos have been posted on Instagram that I couldn't pull up. And so we are using a hashtag for the Quilt Along. It is hashtag QQAL2 for the Hope Quilt Along. So if you post on Instagram, if you're on Instagram or even on Facebook, use that hashtag. And if you're not familiar with the hashtags, you can just click on that hashtag and it pulls up all the quilts under that are labeled with that hashtag. And it's a really great tool. So you can see loads of ideas on layouts and color combination. Because I have a feeling this will not be your only Hope quilt. I have a feeling there will be more created after this. But I am very excited. We have a guest for our final segment. One of my favorite people, Miss Lisa Alexander. I want to introduce you. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
She has been with us all day. And look at, she's got a finished quilt.
Yes, it's been so fun.
Right. So Lisa is down in Texas and she works for Moda Fabrics. How long have you worked for Moda, Lisa?
24 years in February.
Wow, congrats on that. So I met you probably early after I started coming to market. So we were laughing about this whole quilt market family, all of our friends that we meet twice a year, weddings and funerals. It's like a very, discombobulated family. And now they take one of the funerals away.
I know it.
So this is really great. Great to be able to catch up with you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, so what is your favorite part of working for Moda?
Oh, goodness. playing with fabric all day long. And,
Right.
like Nancy said, it's so hard to see fabric so far in advance
Yes.
and have to keep it all a secret. You know what that's like. And then you're
Oh
even
yeah.
working on projects and you still
Yeah.
can't show
Just want to show
anything to
how great it
anybody.
is.
Right, right.
It's the
Yeah,
hardest
really,
thing.
I guess actually just the people too. I don't have anything to do with the design, but I do get to work with all the designers. And again, extended family. It's
Hmm.
just so
Yeah.
wonderful to be a part of all that. So,
And quilters are the best people.
oh
I
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
we're the best people. So you can't. I couldn't have picked a better group to play all day long with.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
But Lisa is a prolific designer too. So was your first book that came out 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was. It's titled. I actually have it right
Yes.
here.
Oh, Scrap.
The yeah,
I love
the
the title so much.
I had it in a file folder, and always the working title was just "Oh crap," because I thought, oh, nobody's gonna love this, So when I sent it to the team at Martingale, you know, with the
Hmm.
working title "Oh scrap," but if
Yeah.
y'all think this
If
is
you say
crap,
no.
then yeah. But it
I
really
love
is
Oh Scrap.
my favorite thing to do, just like yours, is just dealing with color
Yeah.
and not being afraid to make scrap quilts and try everything. Like I love how my quilt turned out, my Hope quilt.
Yes.
And it's really just so much like the log cabin style. I decided to put all my lights together and all
Yep.
my darks together. And I already have one Christmas quilt done.
There you
So
go.
thanks for hosting
And
this.
yeah, of course. It's been such a pleasure to have my guests too and for you to be a part of it. So my honor, all mine. So that fabric line, I'm spying. So we're sharing secrets. This is
Yes.
coming, right?
Yes. Yeah. Naughty or Nice by Basic Gray.
Mm-hmm.
So shipping into the stores May, June. So
Yes. I have some on order and
yeah.
I'll spill another secret. I'm working on a quilt with it.
Oh, awesome.
So it'll be coming, this summer. But it was so funny when I saw it. I'm like, I've just been touching this fabric all week. But
Well,
I love it. It's
I
so
want to show you
whimsical.
two more. The a friend of mine lives in Colorado and she got a job here in Dallas
Mm-hmm.
and she's quarantined. So she
Yeah,
hasn't
oh
been able to
yeah,
move.
she's
So
stuck.
she's staying with me during the meantime. So this is her quilt block. So
Oh,
she's
beautiful.
making a Hope quilt. And then another friend of mine who's been on the mask making campaign with me
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
stopped making masks for the day.
Yeah.
And usually I get a daily drop off of mask. And so today she came in and she's making using Mackinac Island from
Oh,
Minnick and
beautiful.
Simpson. So they both,
Beautiful.
yeah. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
contagious. Hope is
yes,
contagious.
yes, it is.
You just
Oh,
keep
and I also
spreading.
forgot to show you that I have my Hope drink
Yeah.
disguised in a Sonic cup.
I
So
love it. I got a refill too. Cheers,
cheers
everybody.
to you.
Yes, I love that. So if you got kids in the house, here's your little tip.
Yeah, yeah. All my
So
kids
yes,
are grown, so yeah.
I love that. And so we have this love of scraps, and you talked about just all about color. So that's one thing I love about you too, and I'm not afraid to do it either, is mixing styles of fabric. You have something that would be considered a more modern fabric line, and then something really traditional. But if you're just kind of looking at color and dimensions of the pattern,
Yeah. And
put them
I think that
together.
that's why pre-cuts are so popular too, is because looking at a fabric on a bolt is very
Mm-hmm.
intimidating.
Yeah.
You admire a gorgeous big floral, but it's a big piece, and what am I going to do with that
Mm-hmm.
compared to when you're looking at a layer cake? Like I made mine out of layer cakes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so nice to slice them and dice them and see little
Yes.
elements of that popping into place. So
Right.
yeah. And
And I have
what's
to
it going to
say,
hurt, to try
right,
stuff? So
exactly. And there are so many fabrics, I have to say, that you look at them on a bolt and they're not all that
this is
attractive
it's scary. Yeah.
on a bolt because it's just a lot sometimes. But and they're just, sometimes they're just the perfect thing for a project because
Uh-huh.
you need that little something.
I have a friend that calls it, we can't all be the prom queen on the
No,
fabric.
exactly.
If you have too many pretty fabrics, then your quilt is too pretty. So
Yes,
I thought,
yes.
okay, that's
And I call this, I talk about in my lectures, going through a layer cake, and there's always a couple that are unfortunate, but everybody thinks that I discard the unfortunates. Oh, no, no, no. Because sometimes there are some quilts that really need that, or some patterns just, it doesn't matter. So you
yeah,
can use them all unfortunates. It's all about how it comes together and the design of the actual quilt. And
yeah.
it just may be something that just was needed.
It's so much fun to look at fabric differently, though. So
Yeah, yeah. But just encouraging folks to not be so stuck in lines, and look at, just color and having a little shade difference and use what
yeah,
you got sometimes
yeah.
too.
Yeah, and scale of fabric. I think that's I always struggled with that medium scale of fabric to where, I think I've got the ditsies down, I've got my large signature prints down, but having that medium where you definitely have the flow, like my eyes are so drawn to the quilt behind you.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
the variance in the prints. It's just
Yes.
interesting. You keep looking at it and your eye keeps moving all the way around the quilt to see, what am I going to find next in some little
Right.
piece of fabric.
And imagine this being all same scale
Yeah,
and all the same hue, and you wouldn't have that flow of interest and
yeah,
life. That's what
yeah,
sometimes the scrappiness I feel gives the quilt life. So the little shade differences and all that. So I love that. We're totally on the same with everything. And I am drawn to the quilts hanging next to
oh,
your
thank you,
Hope
thank
quilt.
you. So
I am like,
that's
there's quilts, there's quilts.
my
We got to talk about them.
thanks. That's my the majority of them are from my second book that just came out in December. It is called Sisterhood of Scraps,
Oh, I love that
and
idea.
it is I did it with 6 other designers: Sandy Klopp, Cheryl Johnson. Oh, now I'm going to go be blank. Susan Aki, Laurie Simpson, Barbara Brockman, and Kim Brackett. So we
Yeah.
all challenged each other to a shape, and that's all they knew. So like Laurie Simpson, I told her make something with 4 patches and 9 patches. So she didn't see my quilt and I didn't see her quilt.
Oh, fun.
So all just very basic shapes, but how we all look at color differently and look at an interpretation of a
Yeah.
shape. So here's my 4 patch and 9 patch version. There happens to be a couple of quilt alongs going on. Uh, that one is called Forever Friends, and so you can Google that and look. A couple of gals are doing some sew alongs. They're
Yeah.
obviously take a lot longer than your one day quilt
Yes.
along.
My quilts, the one day quilts, I designed specifically
Right.
not to have to match seams. So we can get pretty far in a
Yeah.
day. Probably not finished, except for there are some superheroes that are super speedy, and that's awesome. We should all just sew at our own speed.
Yeah, I was like this, knowing that I had 5 o'clock. I'm like, that quilt's going on the wall.
I know, I know. I'm the same. I'm the same way. I'm pretty fast, but I always say we should just enjoy the process. I always say that in my classes. Everybody promises to sew at their own speed, and then we're
Yeah.
good, all having fun and enjoying the process. But yeah, not all my patterns are like this,
Oh yeah.
but most of them are.
Well, you make it so easy, and all the cutting instructions so easy, and
Well, that's part of it. And that was inspired. This is kind of a funny story. I'm adding to it. I shouldn't be talking. I should be asking you. But the reason I'm always inspired to trying to make things easier and faster was because when I lived in Iceland and I had the 2 quilt shops, and then we had a health club and I was teaching there, and then I had all these kids running around, there was no time to do anything. So I wanted to get stuff done. So that's where that whole inspiration of let's figure out a better way,
yeah.
faster, easier,
Well,
but still
isn't it
make it
is
look kind of nice and hard.
yeah. Isn't it so therapeutic though? I think all of us, not, we could talk all afternoon about all the quilters and giving back and like what you're doing here and the mask making campaigns and
Yes.
all of that. But quilting is just so therapeutic.
Yes.
When you asked about the best thing about working with Moda is I do work with fabric all day, but I don't
Hmm.
sew at work.
No.
So once I come home from work, then if I'm
I
working
want to
on
sew.
projects, I'm sewing
Hmm.
all night. But it's therapeutic. I wouldn't trade it. Just
Oh no.
the
And
rhythm
I
of
think
the
it's
sewing machine.
right. Part of it is the creation part. It's been proven it creates endorphins, just like working out. It just
Hmm.
makes your brain happy. And I think also the humming of the machine, because I've been through hard times in my life where all I needed is just get into my sewing room and just feed fabric through for like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and then it was good. It's the vibration therapy or something. And it just was, then it was all good. And I came back out and I was a normal person again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the best, absolute best. Now I want to ask you. So Martingale is the one that did your book, and
Yes.
you've done more compilation books. Moda has with their designers. That tell me more about that
Yeah.
because there's a
I think
donation
there's
thing.
a total of 8 books, but they do 2 a year, and they're called the All Star Series.
Hmm.
And Martingale usually will pick a theme, whether it's a layer cake quilt. The newest one is 2468, so it has all different projects that are made from uh, 2, 4, 6, or 8 fat quarters.
Hmm.
But the thing I love about not only the designers and Martingale, but all of the All Star books, all the proceeds are donated to a charity. So the
Yeah.
designers don't make any money to have done the
Hmm.
book. It's all a contribution thing, and especially right now, the now I just sorry went blank. I'm like Special Olympics.
Yeah. You said "Feed My
We
Starving Children" was one
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
Hmm.
feeding the children. All there's just so many of them. So every time
Hmm.
you buy one of those books, you're giving back.
That's
So
awesome. That's a
yeah,
great. That's a great. Yeah, Moda's always been so fabulous with all their philanthropy work, and so very much admire it.
well,
And
I
you're
will I
such.
will say too, we've the fabric is essential. So
Mm,
at Moda, we've
I
been an
know.
essential business.
Hmm.
Um, Really, with elastic, we were able to, our Notion inspired David Beadle and one of our sales reps, Jane Stewart, who was in the manufacturing business, came up with tons of elastic. And so we were able to supply
Awesome.
anywhere from the governor of Tennessee has called us. I mean, it's
Oh
been just
wow.
so exciting to see,
Hmm.
again, us using our hands to,
Yes.
make it
Yes.
and make and give back with that key
Yeah.
ingredient of elastic.
Well, and we've joked about it all day.
Yeah.
Here's a group of people in this country that are very well prepared. Our
Yes, exactly.
stashes, we have been collecting and waiting for this moment.
Yeah. I have
So
lots of
don't
room in
ever
my
feel bad.
yeah, I have lots of room in my fabric closet. Like you said, I'm ready to replace some
Yeah.
fabric
Oh, we
now.
got to replenish. We don't know when this is. Well, how long it's going to go on,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
then we got to be prepared. So
Yeah.
we're totally enabling it to keep going. And it should just call it our collections, not
Yeah.
stash.
Yeah.
Collection. And
Yeah.
we're happy to not use up, use our collection. Well, it's been really great to kind of visit with you, and we're going to miss our market meeting, but
Yes, we are. Thank you. Thank you
we
so
could
much
do
for
this.
doing this and all that you're doing to give back and to inspire us all.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the donations for the prices. We have happy people getting some more fabric so they can keep
Awesome.
playing,
Awesome.
keep being happy in
All
their
right,
sewing room.
get some rest and some food and
Yes,
get ready for
I
the next
will.
one.
Cheers.
To
Thanks for a
you.
great day. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Lisa. Oh, such a great person. It's always so much fun to visit with her. You just can't help but smile. Very great people. But this is coming to an end. I can't even believe it. We're almost done. But I wanted to give you a final update on how much we have raised because we have had sales coming in on the Hope Pattern all day. So this is what's fabulous. Everybody has been kind of watching the shows and the live feeds and getting inspired. They weren't going to do it, getting inspired, diving into their fabric sash, and so here we are. We have raised over $1,000 today, so $34,150. So we will be still taking donations throughout today and tomorrow. My plan is to get the money to the people. I want to get the money out there so we can get the help to the folks that need it. And I want to do that on Tuesday. So we will keep everything open, the Sales of the Hope pattern. So if you feel the urge, you want to donate more, all you got to do is just go in there and buy another pattern. Even though you have one, buy another pattern. And that's a way for you to give back. Now, I wanted to show you the charities because I have received some photos from them. They are excited about what we're doing and so appreciative. So I found we got some photos from Chefs Feed the Front Lines. So this is a loot going into, I think, the vet hospital in St. Paul. Meals for the frontline workers. They are carting them in by the loads. And there are some happy healthcare workers finally getting a break to have a little bite to eat. And we have one more from Hope Cafe, and they have meals there. They're delivering to anyone that needs a meal. So this is just a beautiful thing, and rain or shine, they're delivering. And then we have some wonderful pictures from our Girl Scouts. There they have all the first responders receiving cookies. We have this is for the truck drivers. They gave a lot of cookies to truck drivers at truck stops, and then police departments, hospitals. It's just amazing and just great to see it in action. So I want to tell you, so we're going to have huge party and a slideshow. Kopi's saying hi to everybody. A slideshow this coming Tuesday is my Tipsy Tuesday show, 7 p.m. Central Time, and we will have a humongous slideshow. We will kind of go back through our amazing day and talk about things, and hope I'll answer some more questions. And of course, if you are on Facebook and are not in my group, Gudrun's Quilt Crew, please join that. If you have any questions regarding anything we did today and something you missed out on, make sure you just post it in the crew, because it's really hard for me to go back through the thousands and thousands of posts during our live feed. So it's easier just to make a new post there and I can see it. And we have a lot of folks that have been around for a long time in the crew that can maybe answer questions. Make sure you sign up for my newsletter. You can find that on my website. And also on my website, you find links to a lot more videos using the rulers and all kinds of other things. I mentioned the piecing accuracy video. There's all kinds of good stuff there. So check that out if you liked some of the tips I gave you today. Now, I wanted to, of course, on my website, we have a shop, and I had some questions because I sell these stash builder bundles. I had a question, when will the hummingbird bundle be coming in? And so we have some great news. I have the hummingbird bundle in hand because the kids have been working downstairs. So here is the hummingbird bundle, and this is a little bit new, a little bit different combination than one was last time, because all of these are from the hummingbird line from Louis and Irene. So this bundle is this is 15 different half yards. So as you know, for a lap size Hope, you would need 12 different half yards. If you're gonna, you can cut both your 2.5-inch strips and 10-inch squares. But this is the hummingbird bundle now back in stock. I haven't put it on yet, but I will right away after I get off the live show. So this will be available in just a few minutes, but it's just beautiful. I love all the pinks and then the gorgeous blues, and they play so well together because the hummingbird print kind of pulls them all together. And then there's one more light. So this is the hummingbird bundle, and I got a huge Moda shipment also this weekend. So we are restocking all the 1-yard cuts, and we have a brand new bundle. So this one is called Gypsy Soul, and this is by Basic Gray. Actually, the same fabric line that that Lisa showed her quilt out of, the Christmas line. But I always love their prints. I love this stripe, and then we have a small floral and a dot. Just really great color, kind of vintagey pinks and blues. And I kind of chose to just stay with the pinks and blues because I just think they're beautiful together. They play really well together. There's some little, the florals are just really kind of fun and retro looking. So this is Gypsy Soul, and this will be listed here really shortly once I get my bearings, so at least definitely by tonight. So check that out. And like I said, I have to say, my favorite part of doing these kinds of things, spending a day with all of you, is bringing joy to people and bringing, hopefully, hope to everybody. And I apologize, I haven't checked my emails today. I know I've gotten some emails. Some people may be having trouble downloading their pattern. I will get to them tonight, or if not tonight, tomorrow morning. But I apologize that I haven't gotten to them today. I've been kind of busy. However, I happened to bop into my email a little bit before we went live for this last session, and an email came across, and it just describes perfectly why I do these kinds of things. It was an email from a friend and a viewer in Sweden. And she says, this is the first day in a long time that I feel happy. My husband died in January, so I haven't wanted to sew at all since then. I cut all the fabrics for Elvira, but haven't sewn it yet. But I'm so glad to be with you this time and during this quilt along. I listened to Mr. Producer's playlist and I'm dancing. It's good music and I can't stay still. I'm lucky my neighbors didn't see me today, so thank you for all you do. Carmen in Sweden. So thank you, Carmen. This is why I do these things, and to bring joy and have fun. So yes. We are gonna finish with our winners. Yeah, I'm getting all choked up, but we are gonna do our last batch of winners, which is 4 names for this last session. Our 4 winners are Deb Adams, Kathy McLaughlin, Debbie Mullen, and Joyce Cooper. Congratulations, everyone. If you see your name, please send me an email or a message via Facebook. And that's it. I have to say we should finish it by toasting. So cheers to all of you. Thank you so much for bringing hope to a lot of people, and we're going to be helping so many people with what we did today. So cheers, everybody. Thank you for being with me. I will see you on Tuesday night.